Hey everyone, this is Sean and Sumit from Georgia Tech. We'll be talking about our project for the Scrubs on FHIR team, and our project is about improving clinical trial recruitment through FHIR and NLP. So the problem with our project is that there's a lot of patients that have a lot of data, and it's unorganized and in free form. And to match patients with certain studies, there's complicated inclusion and exclusion criteria. Couple that with a large data set, we need a way to have patients and trials match in a quick and easy way. So for our prototype, we're going to have a simple tool which allows users to search patients by name. Once they type in a name, they can pick a specific patient, and they'll have an option to choose a type of study, for example, diabetes. When they click that type and search, they will get a list of trials that have the inclusion-exclusion criteria along with some other metadata. Now, Sumit will go into a little bit about the technical architecture.
Hi everyone, this is Sumit. Now we can look at the overall architecture that for the prototype that we just saw. So architecture basically has three parts. One is the client, a server, and the external cloud-based servers that we have. So in the client, a client browser is simply going to give a GET request of the resulting trials for the patient data. In our server, we will mainly have an NLP module that's going to handle all the NLP queries and NLP tasks for matching patient and trials details. We are going to keep a local database of clinical trials that can be scraped from external sources like clinicaltrials.org. And finally, a module that will be a FHIR client will be in contact with an external EMR source that will have the mimic data set, and all the message passing between FHIR client and EMR is going to be using FHIR. So just to give you an idea of what Clarity NLP is, it's basically a library that is used to process text documents at large scale. It provides just several tools and services like POS tagging, named entity recognition, etc. It also supports NLPQL. NLPQL is simply a query-based language that allows data extraction based on certain criteria. For example, for NLPQL, we can extract data about patients that have high body temperature or has a particular problem or a history. Finally, NLPQL can also be integrated with tools and services like Clarity NLP, so that helps in the development of our project. In the tools and languages, at the client side, we'll be using React.js. At the server side, it will be a Python backend. The framework we'll use is Flask. Clarity NLP is the module used for the NLP tasks. The mimic data set is in an HDAP server, for which all the message passing will be done through FHIR. And finally, Docker and Jenkins will be used for deployment and testing.
Cool. Now, so there's some possible challenges that we'll need to overcome. One is how to obtain clinical trials and how much data do we need? How do we identify what are relevant documents and how nurses and physicians will use our tool? And how to map between the two. So our solution is that we're just going to focus on one clinical trial from the clinicaltrials.gov dump. And once we get that working, we can scale it out to a more generic solution. And lastly, this is our Gantt chart. We're doing deliverable 2, and in the coming weeks, we'll be starting implementation and deployment. That is all. Thank you very much, guys.